about this YouTube channel would be banned. And I would say 90+% of everything out there on this subject has been curated and embedded within pop culture by the CIA and others who are very, very good at what's called a PSYOP, part of a long-term PSYOP. Abductions are human-made events, part of a PSYOP. Mutilations of cattle, all human. This drone imbroglio, all human. There are a number of events that really do look like an ET craft, but what people forget is that 70 years of reverse engineering extraterrestrial vehicles and $8 to $10 trillion in black budget funding over the years studying it, they've come out with devices and machines that are almost indistinguishable from an actual extraterrestrial one. So those can also be, you look at these drones, you'll also see some of these weird, like almost living orbs and spheres that appear.
Yes.
Those are ours. Now, there's extraterrestrial phenomenon that may look that way too, but what they're doing is a copycat. And therefore they can deceive the public. Even very well-informed people on the subject can be deceived, because the other thing that people wildly underestimate is the degree to which we have unpacked and figured out extremely advanced technologies and then put them into weapon systems or deceptive operations.
Several viewers have reached out to KRDO 13 Investigates following the recent headlines of drone sightings along the East Coast to share their own video clips of similar sightings. We reached out to several agencies in Colorado to see if those mysterious drones are now moving west.
Unexplained drones leave millions on edge across the country. One former defense official recently issued this warning about the government's secrecy around UFOs.
Excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public, all to hide the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos. If we approach the UAP topic in the same way as we, as Americans, have met other challenges, we can restore our faith in our government institutions. I believe that we as Americans can handle the truth, and I also believe the world deserves the truth.
Nearly every agency I reached out to said they haven't seen an increase in drone sightings, or they couldn't comment immediately. But still, KRDO 13 Investigates has had several viewers share with us video of what they claim to be mysterious drones flying in the night sky.
Look, one of them drones here in Colorado.
This video was sent in from a Pueblo man just last week who claims this is a drone, and this was a UAV from earlier this fall.
I was kind of excited, to be honest. I wasn't like afraid of it by any means. I was like, ooh, this is exciting. Like, they're not just in New Jersey. They seem to be, in other states.
Here's another sent in by a couple driving back to Pueblo. They say this flying object, sporting festive Christmas-colored lights, was found near Fountain on I-25 in the same spot both on Friday and Sunday night.
There's that little bit down inside of me that's real excited and hopes it's aliens.
But this isn't part of a bigger trend. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office says they've seen 0 credible reports in the last few months. Colorado Springs police also say they have no reports, and Pueblo Police Department is still looking through their records. Now, even all the way down in Alamosa, which historically is a hotbed for aerial activity, police say they haven't had any sightings or reports recently. But what happens if you do look up into the night sky and see a drone? Well, if you suspect it's being used for criminal activity or threatening your safety, then you're encouraged to call local law enforcement. Now, any sightings of drones or other aircraft that may not be following federal guidelines should be reported to the FAA. Now, the Colorado Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management tells us there are several free apps that you can use to identify objects flying in the sky above you. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Michael Lagerweld, KRDO 13.
Former Special Operations Intel analyst and drone expert Brett Velkovitz joins us now. Brett, thank you for your service. Thanks for joining us. we listen to that, and he's talking about extraterrestrial, but we really don't have to go outside of our stratosphere to see our government being very secretive and not very trustworthy. I'm looking at the timeline here on these drones, and you have Mayorkas at DHS briefing and saying no big deal. You have Admiral Kirby saying it. These are people who lied to our faces about the border and about the Chinese spy balloon. If that's the credibility and you're saying there's nothing to worry about here, that makes me think there's something to worry about here.
Yeah, that's the issue, is they've destroyed the credibility with the American people. And look, I want to believe there's some other form of life out there just like the rest of us. And I do have a real curiosity about what's up on our stars, but I'm also pragmatic about it and realistic. And to say there's some alleged secret government group that for decades has been covering up evidence of aliens and hiding UFOs in their possession seems a little far-fetched to me. Frankly, I don't think the current government is smart enough to do that. But, and then these sources are always some whistleblowers allegedly too afraid to come forward. What would be the incentive of that? And also, why does no one ever seem to be able to show me clear photos of these UFOs? And that was one of the issues with these recent drone sightings is the more people across the country who sent me photos of these drones, the more I started to understand many things in the sky are being misidentified. People are finally starting to look up. They're wondering what's up there now. And they're seeing a lot of things that they don't recognize. And it's not their fault. The problem is our government hasn't done a good job protecting us from modern day threats by explaining what is regularly above us.